Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And the spotlight is on Justin Herbert. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Chargers and the Dolphins coming up next.
Southern California has a new modern home for NFL football, and it is this place, wondrous SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season, winners of 8 of their last 10. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. DeAndre Carter now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Charger offense makes its way out for the first time in this ball game, and leading the way, already a star in just his 3rd season, it's Justin Herbert.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 96 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
Sliding out of the pocket. And this one is incomplete. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger 1st down. The Chargers at 8-4 now in the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and
to the air again, Herbert. Got an open man, it's Josh Palmer. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. A nice game there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got a mismatch no matter who's covering him. Is it a small cornerback? Is it a linebacker who may not run as well? In any event, whatever you see, you think that tight end can win that battle.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Herbert throwing again. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete.
Justin Hopkins for the Charger field goal.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
If Benogany elects not to return it, the football will come out to the 25-yard line. Now Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator, asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Tua. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. DeAndre Carter back deep. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
That's a gain of 8.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And It's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On the carry, this is Myles Gaskin. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Tua. He'll leave that one for Gaskin. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. On 2nd down, Eckler. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. And let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
This is swung out to Eckler. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 13.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Herbert now. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Palmer. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Herbert jogs off, and out comes Dustin Hopkins to take this kick for L.A. on 4th down. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Hopkins' kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Igbenogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll begin things here with Gaskin. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. It's Eckler again. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his pitch catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Herbert jogs off, and out comes Dustin Hopkins to take this kick for L.A. on 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Looking to pass, Tua. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Up the middle they go with Mostert. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The Dolphins moving with a sense of urgency here. Tua with a throw brought in by Hill. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. taken at about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Four yards remain for second down. Now Tua. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Tua now on first down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. To throw again on second down. Tua. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game. The coverage has been tight at just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down and close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. The final shot before the break for Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Miami. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Buying time to his left. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Tua sets up to pass it. He's got Wilson, middle of the field.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment.
The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Cedric Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he'll wind up short of the goal line, so they will not be able to get this back within a score, as this remains a 10-point differential. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And they were terrific in the 1st half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And some room to roam now. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler
with career touchdown number 60.
And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that one massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
You break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Igbenogany elects not to return. The football will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. And his throw is going to be incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here comes Carter. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. L.A. readies for its next possession. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Holding, offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Eckler now between the tackles. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Tua. And he completes it to Wilson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
To Cedric Wilson. A gain of 14. 1st down, Miami.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A run with Mostert up the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That was to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position end up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on third down.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. More from L.A. in a moment.
The Charger drive about to get going.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. On 2nd and 9.
Herbert, he'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 26-yard line.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
124 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Here's J.K. Scott now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Dancing to his left.
And that nearly intercepted. The free safety rolling into position, almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And a completion to Wilson. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Going to the air. Tagovailoa.
Going right back to Wilson. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson.
Complete to Cedric Wilson. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
Looking to pass. Tua.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Over the middle, the tight end Shaheem with it.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. 2nd down, Gaskin.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 28. On 1st down, Tagovailoa being chased out left. Wilson's got it complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. On 2nd down, Mostert. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. More from L.A. in a moment.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Tua Tagovailoa.
A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the give, this is Eckler. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Herbert. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked Picked off. Byron Jones.
Herbert's pass intercepted by the Dolphins.
Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. After the turnover, it's Tua.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Looking to throw again on second down.
Tua.
And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Mostert diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the LA offense ready for this next possession.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Herbert. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
A handoff, it's Eckler. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Herbert now to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
So Tua and the Dolphins
down 23-20, 54 seconds to go. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score.
Here's Tua. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Waddle there.
And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Tagovailoa.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Tua. And that is incomplete.
They've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
He's got to complete to Waddle. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. So that one hurt. No timeouts left. Look at where the ball is on the field, Charles. I don't know if the fat lady's singing yet, but she's starting to hum a little bit, isn't she?
You think she's doing scales at this point? I don't think there's any doubt about it, but they had to go for it. In this situation, with their timeout situation as well, they had to take the chance, try and get it done. They didn't. Now they're powerless to stop them, essentially.
They need a big play somehow from their defense.
Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write it into this one.
Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big fourth-quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? And in the fourth quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them. They were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
A couple more minutes, and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different. But ultimately, time runs out on the comeback, so it falls short. And they hold on to win this by just one possession.
Not the fourth quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see what they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So for the Chargers, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year.